Why and how he won Game 6 of the finals. 80% from the line in the Game 6, 100% from the float in the parade. Bananas. I figured it out. He counts, he does it. Doesn't matter where he is or who's around him. 1 banana, 2 banana, 3 banana, 4
Nobody
banana,
counts like that.
6 banana.
I can't take it.
8 banana, 9 banana. And shoot.
Okay. All right, thanks. Sorry, I was going to wait for 10 Mississippis to go. Okay, Cowboys defensive coordinator Dan Quinn is back with some interesting motivational / note-taking skills for the Cowboys defense. Here's the report that we saw yesterday. You can throw up the tweet, please. New Cowboys defensive coordinator Dan Quinn tries to keep his meetings interesting. He talked to the defense yesterday about note-taking. He played a Run DMC song. They then had to write down as many words as they remembered. Micah Parsons, I had 1 sentence. It was way before my time. So the bad news is this. The bad news is this. I am now qualified to become a Cowboys defensive player because I know every Run DMC song by heart. The good news is, if you're betting against the Cowboys, old Kevin Wildes will be back there in free safety. So there you go, free tip. Or go on to Fox Bet Live. Bet against the Cowboys.
Will you try every play, Wildes? Will you give it all every play?
Right. We need your effort, max
Guys,
effort.
little take your pick this morning. Cowboys open training camp out in California yesterday. First real look at Dak Prescott back in action, fully healthy, ready to go. Meanwhile, ... Tom Brady and the Buccaneers quarterbacks down in Tampa getting their work underway. Brady looking pretty bouncy there, coming off knee surgery. Here was Brady getting his hands on ring number 7 for the first time. That is one giddy goat. God, he looks good. My goodness. Brandon, who will have the better season, Dak Prescott or Tom Brady? Take your pick.
Oh, Jenna, that's so easy. That's Dak Prescott. Through 6 weeks, Dak Prescott was leading the NFL in passing yardage, and he didn't play week 6. Dak Prescott was injured in week 5. He had 1,800 yards, 9 touchdowns. The only reason why they was losing was because of turnovers. He turned the ball over 4 times, threw it 4 interceptions, a couple fumbles, and Zeke had a couple fumbles. That's the only reason why that team was losing. This dude was on fire when he talked about spinning the ball. I don't see that happening again as far as Dak Prescott coming in and turning the ball over, Nick. And then also, for Tom Brady and the Bucs to repeat, they have to lean into the run game. Leonard Fournette, those guys over there. They have a phenomenal defense. Tom Brady, we love you. Tom Brady, you're the GOAT. If we're just talking purely stats, Tom Brady, is Dak Prescott. But they may win the Super Bowl again, meaning Tom Brady and the Bucs. So, yeah, he'll have the better season because he'll have the ring and the trophy. But they have to lean in the run game. That's what they have to do. So I got to give it to Dak Prescott because we're talking purely numbers and statistics. He'll freaking light it up, throw for 5,000 plus yards and 30-something touchdowns and 10 interceptions. And Tom Brady will still be standing there with, another trophy, Nick. So I'm sorry, Kansas City.
Stop with him getting another trophy. Stop it. The guy hasn't repeated in 17 years. They're not repeating. Stop that. But the answer is Dak. Brandon mentioned what Dak had done that was leading the league through 6 weeks. And he mentioned he got hurt in week 5. So he only played 4 healthy games. And it was the most passing yards ever through 4 healthy games we've seen in league history. And Brandon mentioned the turnovers. It should be noted, yes, some of those turnovers were Dak, but there was also all those fumbles. Fumbles are something that tend not to duplicate year over year. Fumble luck regresses to the mean. So the Cowboys will be better in that regard. And it's odd. It felt like for 3 years, at least 3 times a week, we talked about Dak Prescott's contract, and then he finally signed it, and we have totally dismissed it. The reason I bring it up is it possible that now that Dak doesn't have the contract hanging over him, that he's actually a better player. I think that's at least on the board.
Ooh.
So for all those reasons, and for the fact that Tom Brady's 44 years old, almost lost to Heineke, should have lost to Breeze, should have lost to Rodgers, and all this is nonsense, I'm picking Dak Prescott.
Okay.
Brady should have been 1 and done in the playoffs for the second straight year, losing to Heineke.
You have to give this up, buddy. You got to give it up. You got to go at Ryan Fitzpatrick or somebody. Stop going at Tom Brady. All right, I think Brandon is right.
Throw Ryan's name out there.
Well, you can't go after Brady. Go after somebody.
Know your teammates.
You got to go after somebody. You won't go after Baker. All right, I think Brandon's right. Fantasy-wise, I think Dak plays much better. In the real world, however, Tom Brady plays better. Here's why. Dak has to play better. His last full game, the Cowboys gave up 49 points to Baker. In Tom Brady's last 3 games, including the Super Bowl, they gave up about 50-plus points to Patrick Mahomes, Drew Brees, and Aaron Rodgers. So the defense is such a deciding factor in favor of Tom Brady. He doesn't have to do as much as Dak. When Dak looks up at the scoreboard, down 21-0 in the first quarter, it's like, all right, time to air it out. And fantasy owners are like, yes, let's go. Winning my league. Don't have to get a tattoo that says, I love Nick Wright. That's our own fantasy league that we got going. That's it. It's in the...
Keep this tape running.
Trust me, I already got
ring ceremony.
The back tattoo. But that was voluntary.
Hey, Brandon, let me ask you a question real quick. I'm not trying to sow any controversy with the Bucs. Last year I was reporting about the Brady-Godwin feud, and it should be noted, he's the one guy who didn't get a contract extension.
Then don't.
But if you were on the Bucs, would it bother you a bit that it's your first ring ceremony, but because it's Brady's 7th, he couldn't even be bothered to brush his hair for it? Like, come on, Tom. What are you doing? You got a wrinkled shirt, your hair's on.
No.
Like, what are you doing?
No.
What are you doing?
Everyone was well represented at that parade ceremony, at this ring ceremony yesterday. I'm just going to leave it at that. Everybody looked great, hair included. I'm just going to say, and I never say that kind of stuff. Everybody looked great. We need to move on.
Yeah, Tom Brady's my man crush.
His hair looks good, Nick.
It's my man crush.
That's
brush your hair, Tom.
Crush it.
Coming from you, buddy. You know I love you. Time now for some weird and wonderful from our national pastime. Slugger Nelson Cruz is headed south. Traded yesterday from the Twins to the Rays. Now Tampa adding that big bat to their lineup for the